This is the SES Defender of Freedom uploading data log for the week of days 158 through 165 of the Galactic War. Hello Data Archive. The automatons have chosen the wrong enemy to mess with unprovoked. Helldivers have spent a hard-fought week crushing the calculated dreams of the bots with resounding victories, taking back many of our planets. But the latest major order has proved to be very challenging, making our efforts matter down to the last minutes. The ongoing major order on day 158 was to liberate Acer Pass, Matar Bay, Marfark, and Martal, which would cut off automaton forces and reconnect Super Earth territory with the Ymir sector. At the start of day 158, liberation efforts were split between Matar Bay and Marfark, with the majority of Helldivers deploying in Matar Bay. Progress continued well on the liberation of Matar Bay, but with the focus on the automatons, both ongoing terminated attacks failed on Hellmire and Esker. Focus continued on Matar Bay until a new Battlefront update was received indicating that there were decreased levels of automaton resistance. Helldivers were encouraged to push forward our advantage against the electronic fools, who themselves appear to now comprehend or calculate the inevitable victory of managed democracy. With the decreased bot resistance, the tides began to turn in our favor. The heroic Helldivers fought under the shadows of the thunderstorms on Matar Bay. An initial resistance from the Toasters proved very significant to prevent their planets from being cut off from Cyberstan. Through their explosive efforts and unmatched skill and efficiency, with minimal casualties, Helldivers quickly capitalized on the decreased resistance and secured the liberation of Matar Bay by midday on day 158. Following the victory in Matar Bay, Helldivers then shifted their focus on deployments between Marfark and Martal for the remainder of day 158, with a primary focus on Marfark. Liberation efforts continued through day 159, reaching 83% by the end of the day. Diving into the icy cold Marfark, many Helldiver superdestroyers have had much experience dealing with cold climates by this point in the war. Helldivers were deployed with the exact stratagems required to crush any underhanded socialist tactics the automatons could muster. If they could have them, the Marfarkan bots would have had no idea what hit them. The Helldivers heralded yet another victory early on day 160. With liberty now reigning in Matar Bay and Marfark, Helldivers primarily shifted their focus to Martal to finish the major order. With a single planet remaining and automaton resistance falling further, our forces were united on the final planet. With their inescapable defeat already calculated, the Toasters pushed to maximize damage, to destroy as many freedom-loving heroes as possible. But high on victories of the previous days, the Helldivers wanted nothing more than to see the end of our enemy's tyranny. And the liberation of Martal took us one step closer to the bots' ultimate defeat. By the morning of day 161, Helldivers successfully cut off the automaton forces by liberating Martal. This successfully complete the major order, and High Command issued congratulations for the success of the mission by our courageous and obedient Helldivers. The automaton dominion has been fractured by the mighty assault rifle of freedom. The illegally automaton-held planets in Andromeda, Ymir, and Trigon are now cut off from Cyberstan, disrupting their supplies and communications. And the defenses of these automaton-held planets are now significantly reduced, making them ripe for re-liberation. No new orders were given, so Helldivers seized the opportunity by primarily focusing on Charon Prime.
The Charon system.
Right, Charon Prime, raising its liberation to 30% by the end of the day. Without new orders, Helldivers also deployed to the Terminated Front to the once familiar Astanu, raising its liberation to 12% by the end of day 161. And by the morning of day 162, liberation of Charon Prime reached 51%, before new orders were received from High Command. High Command agreed with the efforts already started by the Helldivers. The opportunity to liberate the territory the automatons illegally occupy being the next focus for our major order. Before the automatons can regroup from their crushing defeats, we must press our advantage. To take advantage of this opportunity, we must close in on the cut-off planets and liberate Charon Prime, so Carbol 7.
The Charbal system.
Charbal 7, and
Coapessa system.
Coapessa 4, and
The Charon
I know,
system.
Charon Prime. The majority of Helldivers deployed to Karen Prime to finish the liberation, until a new automaton attack reached Matar Bay. As indicated by High Command, it is critical that we maintain control and do not allow the automatons to reconnect with their cut-off forces. With the liberation at 88%, Helldivers first chose to complete the liberation of Karen Prime. The bot-infested Crimson Planet did prove to have its challenges, with ion storms and terrain with a distinct lack of cover. However, Karen Prime saw a swift victory, as Helldivers had already made significant progress prior to receiving orders, and with the automaton forces cut off, the bots were in disarray, unable to stop the spread of liberty. Helldivers then, obviously, were very aware of the importance of defending the automaton attack to prevent them from reconnecting with their cut-off forces. Following the liberation of Karen Prime, Helldivers shifted to the defense of Matar Bay. Progress on the defense continued into day 163, and by midday, the defense was trending well. And just several hours later, the first automaton attempt at breaking our line failed miserably, a complete embarrassment for the scrap metal. But this did come at the cost of time, and now progress in the major order was only slightly ahead of schedule. Helldivers then split between Charbel 7 and Coapessa 4 for the remainder of the day. But in the morning of day 164, a new automaton attack was launched on Acer Pass. With progress on the major order now trending behind schedule, Helldivers chose to liberate the planets for the major order over the defense of Acer Pass, with the majority focusing on completing Charbel 7. Time was of the essence, as at the current pace, it could be a matter of minutes to complete the major order in time. The liberation efforts on the acidic planet continued throughout the day, and in the late evening, Charbel 7 was liberated. With progress still barely on pace, Helldivers focused on Coapessa 4. By the morning of day 165, the defense of Acer Pass was not successful. Helldivers obediently continued their deployment on Coapessa 4, knowing that it was coming down to the wire for the timing for this major order. But when times get tough, the Helldivers simply continue to follow orders, and they proved their mettle once again on Coapessa 4. The Helldivers' courage and unyielding desire to spread freedom across the galaxy has time and time again succeeded against all odds, succeeding in the liberation of Coapessa 4 with just 43 minutes remaining on the major order. Less than 1% of the remaining time. High Command has issued a statement following the completion of the major order, advising that surveyors have accessed the wreckage of these worlds, with heartbreaking results. The bots have devastated the environment, stripping mines bare of valuable ore. This ore would have been much more valuable supporting the lifestyle of Super Earth colonists, rather than fulfilling the greedy desires of the automatons. Following the completion of the major order, a new automaton attack was launched. And on the Terminid front, an attack on Akamar 4 could not be defended, and yet another Terminid attack broke out on Turing. Helldivers primarily focus on the defense of Turing and is expected to succeed. However, it seems we have another case of Wasat planet being attacked, causing Helldivers to be unsure what planet to defend. But the defense of this planet is critical to maintain the automaton's cut-off forces. In addition, throughout the past 4 days, progress on Vandalon 4 has steadily risen to 22%. This concludes this data log for days 158 through 165 data archive. We are another step closer to the eventual complete eradication of the automatons. But for now, Helldivers should take a moment to celebrate their hard-earned victories. The Defender of Freedom is deploying Helldivers as soon as they figure out which planet was attacked.